The man suspected of starting a 4-alarm fire at a Portland apartment complex earlier this month, now facing new charges of targeting people inside because of their race. Tonight, one of the victims who lost their home in that blaze tells us about his history with the now alleged arsonist. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for K2 News at 11, everyone. I'm Barry Mangold. Last night on K2 News at 11, Abraham Olmos told us about how his family jumped off a second-story balcony to escape that fire, including his nearly 80-year-old mother, who is still recovering tonight. Now we're digging into new allegations that the suspected arsonist was targeting his non-white neighbors. Before the flames sparked in the early morning hours of July 11th, Abraham Olmos was up, preparing for an annual camping trip with friends.
I could hear a large ruckus and commotion of what could only be described as a fight going on in my downstairs neighbors. We could hear racial slurs, racial derogatory slurs being flown at us from the downstairs unit.
The person living in that unit, Shaun Szwarz, who is now accused of starting that 4-alarm fire that ultimately destroyed multiple apartments in the building. Abraham managed to escape by jumping from the second floor with his brother, girlfriend, and nearly 80-year-old mother.
I have second-degree deep tissue burns on all my fingertips, my bottoms of my wrists.
While firefighters rescued other residents, Olsom says he helped police take Szwarz into custody.
I noticed our downstairs neighbor, who I believe started this, just visibly there and kind of just a little bit out of it, watching the flames. And so I approached him, I detained him, and then I got law enforcement involved.
After the fire was out, investigators spoke to neighbors who also reported hearing Szwarz yelling and shouting racial slurs just minutes before the building was fully engulfed. A new indictment filed Monday shows that prosecutors allege Szwarz targeted Abraham and his family for their race. Olmos told us they have a history.
We've had encounters with him where he would be menacing us. We've had him try to come up to our upstairs floor and jiggle our door handle. Really terrifying things. Best I could describe it is that he just had racial issues with people like us.
Fire investigators later found Szwarz's apartment was the starting point for the fire and that gasoline had been poured inside. Officials wrote in court documents that the burns found on Szwarz's body and clothes were consistent with a suspect lighting an ignitable fluid. Szwarz pleaded not guilty to the original 20 criminal charges and will be arraigned on 18 new counts Tuesday. We'll be sure to continue following that prosecution in the arson case. In the meantime, you can watch Abraham Olmos walk us through his family's harrowing escape from that apartment fire. That story right now on the K2 News YouTube channel.